been playing this game for 5 years and I've never done this before. One death, that's all it takes, one mistake, and the world is gone forever. There were moments I nearly lost everything, but I held on. Armed with great mod and a vision, I built, I grinded, I pushed further than I ever had before. How big of a factory could I build? How overpowered could I get? This is 100 Days of Chaos, Machines and Survival. This video took over 30 hours to make. If you enjoy it, subscribing is free and you can unsubscribe anytime. But right now, sit back. This is the story of how I survived 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Day 1, no time wasted, you know the drill. Punch some trees, grab some stone, craft the basics, same old story. I started scouting for food, just wandering about, when something caught my eye, a tavern on wheels, just sitting there like it owned the place. And this mod is full of these things, so naturally I had to loot it. First chest, decent, nothing special, but I found another one, iron boots with a solid enchantment and a crossbow. But then I opened one more chest and I just stared at the screen for 1 second, a diamond axe in day 1. After cooking up some food and looting a second tavern which honestly had nothing new, I did something a little crazy. I built a boat just to drift onto the ice, and after walking a while we made it, the biome I'd been hunting for. And right there, rising out of the ground, a tower. I wasn't going to ignore that. I climbed it and got advancement, an enchanting tower. The loot was alright, but my inventory was already full, so I grabbed what I could, including a little friend I found along the way, and I left. I spotted some cows not long after, killed a few, grabbed the leather and immediately crafted a backpack. Hey, we got our first ever backpack, let's go. And the inventory crisis was solved. And then I found it. The spot, tucked into a hillside, quiet, surrounded by trees, perfect for a base. I cleared the area, chopped what I needed, and yeah, I replanted every sapling, gotta respect the environment. On day 3, construction began. It wasn't fancy, but it was home. Back and forth, hauling resources, taking down massive trees, and by day 5, the base was done. Days 5 through 9, time to go deep. The goal? Get into crate mod as fast as possible. That meant copper, iron, zinc, and most importantly diamonds. A full set of diamond armor was the mission. First, I finished my iron set because going underground half naked, not a great strategy. I went deeper and deeper until I hit the right level, and that's where I found it, a cave that opened up into something massive. Our first real enemy encounter. I used a crossbow, kept my distance, and just like that, 3 diamonds, then more and more. The cave was practically handing them to me. Then it nearly fell apart. 3 hearts. I was sitting at 3 hearts, and I've never felt more stressed playing this game. I slowed down, played it safe, and then immediately did something. Oh no, oh no. Okay, what? Stupid, and walked straight into a spawner. Mobs everywhere, and among them a minibus. It hit me, and suddenly my screen went dark. Blindness. I genuinely thought this was it. But I scraped through, took it down, and it dropped a hat with stats that made the whole thing worth it, barely. We got a forgotten hat. What's this do? Plus armor, plus luck, plus 2 entity interaction range, and plus 2 block interaction range. This is pretty good. Time to head home. A full set of diamond armor, crafted and equipped. I finally felt safe. On the way back, I stumbled across some ruins, grabbed a villager, looted where I could, and made my way home. Days 10 through 15, this is where things get interesting. The machines start coming to life. First up, andesite alloy, then shaft. I cleared out a dedicated area, laid everything down, and actually tried to make it look good. Because if you're building machines, they might as well look cool. And from there, the first crate setups, washing, haunting, smoking, blast. Then I built a press and a mixer, as that's very important. And after that, I decided to make a small lava farm and tried my best to make it look good, but it gets the job done. 15 days in, a base built from nothing, a crossbow that saved my life more than once, a diamond axe found on day 1, and the beginnings of an industrial empire. This world is just getting started. Okay, so today what I want to do is I want to get into the brass age, and the only way we can do that is heading to the nether. So I'm gonna go grab some obsidian real quick, and then hopefully we can head to the nether after that. Day 15, and I came into this one with a plan. 3 things on the list: a tree farm, some villages, and a trading horse stacked with overpowered enchantments. Simple enough, right? Well, it never really is. But before any of that, I needed blaze burners, and blazes mean one thing: the nether. I threw together a portal, stepped through, and of course, wrong biome, classic. But a quick check of the map told me a fortress wasn't far off, so I pushed forward, carefully, very carefully. Along the way, I stumbled into a small structure that caught my eyes. Worth a look, and then kept moving until the fortress came into view. I wasn't there to sightsee. I got in, located the blaze, got set on fire, grabbed what I need, and ran straight back to the portal. No lingering, no heroics, just blaze burners and a fast exit. Back home, time to make brass. Should have been straightforward. It was not straightforward. First attempt, I accidentally smelted into molten copper. Gone. So I had to sort out the filter to fix that. And then we got brass sorted. Deployers were the main goal here, and we were finally getting somewhere. And then I remembered something I'd completely forgotten about. Glue. I needed glue. Glue needs slimes. Fine, it's nighttime anyway. I'll head to the swamp. I found the swamp. I waited, I watched, not a single slime spawned. So I went looking for another way. After a bit of research, I found my answer: peppermint. Yeah, peppermint. I tracked some down, combined it with lime dye and dough, and somehow worked with slime. This mod really does things its own way, and honestly, I respect it. With the most of what I wanted sorted, it was time for a big one: the tree farm. I found the right spot, raised the train, and got to work. And if you actually want to build this tree farm, I've got a show on exactly how to do it. Links in the description. I'll spare you the step-by-step process. Once the structure was up, I added pathway leading in, railings along the side, and a clean inner border to frame the whole thing. It came together really nicely. Loaded it up with saplings, switched it on, and just watched it work. And as the sun dropped below the horizon on day 20, the first thing on the list was completed. Days 21 and 22 were quieter. I needed more saplings, so I headed out. And on the way back, picked up a new horse. My old one didn't make it. And look, I really don't know what happened either. We don't talk about it. This time I decided the horse deserved better, so I built him a proper shed. It wasn't anything impressive, honestly it needed work, but it was functional. It was his, and for now that was good enough. 22 days in, the nether has been raided, brass has been made, eventually the tree farm is humming along, and the foundation for something bigger is quietly taking shape. The trading hall is next, and once those enchantments start flowing, everything will change. Days 22 through 30, I was AFK, just letting the world do its things while I did mine, and honestly, the log situation when I came back was beautiful, but the real work was about to begin. Day 31, and it was time to build the trading hall. This is hardcore. I needed powerful gear, and rather than grinding bookshelves, I was going the villager trading route, but first I needed carrots to breed them, so I went village hunting. And I found this, a castle, massive, full of machines, full of secrets, full of reasons to completely forget what I came here for. I told myself I'd take a quick look. I was there for 3 days, no regrets. Day 34, back on track, sort of. I found a spot in the mountain, built a snug little hut, dug slightly into the hillside, carved out a small path leading into it, and threw some lanterns around for warmth. It was simple, it was clean, and it worked. Sometimes that's all you need. Now the villages. And this is where a decision I made way back at the start paid off. I'd be collecting villages since day one, and almost without thinking about it. Turns out, great call. Combined with the mod that lets you just pick them up and a trader block that locks them in place, setting up the whole was smoother than I expected. I started moving oak logs, started trading with the Fletchers, and then the emeralds started flowing. While the trades were rolling in, I was cycling through looking for enchantment books I needed. Efficiency, unbreaking, mending, protection, the essentials. Mending came through fast and cheap too, which was brilliant. Efficiency though, efficiency made me suffer. 30 minutes of cycling trades, 30 minutes, and when it finally showed up it was expensive. I bought it anyway, obviously. With the levels I built up from Fletchers, I put together a solid pickaxe. Not perfect, but good for now. Emeralds were running low though, so the armor upgrades would have to wait. By day 38, I was burning through logs faster than the old farm could keep up, so I built something better. Spruce trees. Arranged in a 4x4 grid, one tree alone gives just under 2 stacks of log. I cleared the area, gathered the materials, and got to building. Day 43. The new farm was done. I went AFK for 20 minutes and fell asleep, and I woke up to so much wood. Back to trading. Upgraded the pickaxe, upgraded the axe, upgraded the shovel, the tools were coming together. Day 45, and a new problem had quietly crept up on me. The chest from the small tree farm was overflowing, so I threw together a sapling to bone meal converter. Problem solved. But while I was fixing that, I noticed the wood production had gone completely out of control on the other farm, and I mean literally, it overflowed. The chests were completely full. Bear in mind that was the iron chest, and it had more slots than the normal one. So I did storage upgrades, the kind that hold over 1,000 items in a single slot, which is frankly absurd. Day 46 to 50 were all about trying to get things together. Upgraded the boots, then I realized I had no way of moving logs from the tree farm to the trading hall, and my backpack was full. I crafted a bunch of iron chests and placed one at the oak farm, bunch in the house, one in the trading hall, and that was the storage sorted for now. Then I looked at my armor, basic and embarrassing. So I traded a bunch of books and enchanted the leggings, the chest plate, the helmet, still missing a few enchantments as I'd need more villages for that, but I left it for another day. And then I went ham. Emeralds were flying, trades were going through non-stop, and just like that, almost without noticing, it was day 50. Just like that, the trading hall was done and the enchantment books were coming along. Day 50. The gear was strong, the farms were running, and it was time to get digging. I built a tunnel boat, and look, the recording software had other ideas that day, completely refused to cooperate, so just trust me on this one. That tunnel boat carved through the world like it had something to prove, and what came on the other side was beautiful, diamond, redstone, and a mountain of ores, but it wasn't even the best. While the tunnel boat was digging, I came across 2 spawners, and they had powerful books inside of them, ancient tomes. If you don't know what these are, let me explain. Minecraft has enchantment limits built in, caps on how powerful things can get. Ancient tomes break those limits. They push your enchantments beyond what the game normally allows. Finding one this early, massive. Finding 2 spawners on top of that, the valuable chest was looking very healthy. Day 53 through 60, ore processing was next on the list, but I hit a wall almost immediately. Power. I didn't have enough of it. The water wheels were doing their best, but the best wasn't gonna cut it anymore. Time to build a steam engine. I gathered the materials, crafted everything I needed, and got to work. And then I discovered something that genuinely annoyed me more than it should have. I needed a spout. Spouts are normally made with kelp, straightforward, except in this mod you need rubber, and rubber comes from extracting resin from those trees, which was a whole process nobody warned me about. Figured it out eventually, still annoyed about it though. Day 61. Time to actually build this thing. I followed a tutorial on this one, an unbreakable steam engine design. And once it was up, I carved out a proper path leading into it. Made it feel like more of a real facility rather than just a machines dumped into a hole. And by day 64 it was done. Running, humming. Was it fast? Not really, but it was more power than I currently needed. And that's exactly where you need to be. Power sorted, ores waiting. The tunnel boat was already proven what's down there. Ore processing is next, and once that's running, everything gets faster, everything gets more efficient, and this world starts looking a whole lot different. Day 64. Ore processing was on the agenda. Absolutely, 100%. That was the plan. And then I looked at my base. Look, it was small, too small, and before I could build anything meaningful, I needed the space to build it in. So ore processing could wait just a little longer. With the tuff from the tunnel bow, and honestly, tuff might be one of the best building blocks in this mod. The variance you can get out of it, the different texture, the way it catches light, it just makes everything look intentional. Pair with some spruce and suddenly your underground expansion looks less like a cave and more like somewhere you'd actually want to spend time. I carved out a dedicated area for the ore processor, left room for future farms, and for the first time the base actually felt like it had a future. Then, storage. Proper storage. No more digging through chests trying to remember where I put things. Using Tom's storage, I built a full system backed by iron chests, and then crafted my first ever diamond storage upgrade. One slot. 4,000 plus items, sitting there like it owns the place, and honestly it does. But the real game changer was the crafting terminal. No more running between chests, no more where did I put that copper, everything accessible from one place. It sounds simple, but once you have it, you genuinely cannot go back. By day 67 it was all done, the base had room to grow, the storage was sorted, and I had absolutely no more excuse to delay the ore processor. Time to actually build that thing. Day 67, no more distractions, no more just one more thing, the ore processor was finally getting built today. And we did it, finally. The ore processor went up, and while I was at it, I moved the smelting, washing, and everything else inside the base where it belonged. Hooked it all together with the chain conveyor, spent a good while troubleshooting because it's never clean as the tutorial makes it look, and eventually everything clicked, everything worked. Watch it run for the first time was genuinely satisfying. But the ore processor wasn't the headline of day 67 to 70. Diamond armor is great, diamond armor in hardcore though, it's a timer, and I wasn't going to sit around waiting for it to run out, I needed netherite. So I grabbed the tunnel bow, pointed it to a nether, and went in. And I want to be very clear about something. I hate the nether. I nearly died multiple times, more than I'm comfortable admitting. Every corner, every platform, every moment of slightly questionable footing, the nether made sure I felt it. But we pushed through, and when the dust settled, we had 14 netherite ingots sitting in the inventory. And then I remembered I needed a smithing template to actually upgrade the armor, which meant going back. There was absolutely no way I was going back to the nether on foot, so I built a jetpack first. Because self-preservation is important, suited up, flew back in and started hunting for a bastion. Over 1,000 blocks, I traveled over 1,000 blocks to find one, and when I finally got there, it didn't have the template, so I found another one. And that one had it. I grabbed it, I did not look around, I did not explore, I left immediately. Back home safe, and now for the fun part. Every piece of armor upgraded to netherite, and since Crate has its own netherite variant, I had to craft those pieces separately too. But honestly, the extra effort was worth it. And the jetpack upgraded to netherite as well, because if I'm going to have a jetpack, in my eyes will be the best jetpack. Yes, oh my god, we look crazy. We look scary. And once it was done, all upgraded, all equipped, I just flew around for a bit. No agenda, no next task on the list, just a jetpack, the sky, and the fact that I was now generally untouchable, for the moment at least. 70 days in, netherite armor, a jetpack, all processing finally running, and a base that's starting to look like a real operation. The foundations are all there now, everything from here just gets bigger.